lamb that sang in lavender, a recipe from the hills of Provence. It wasn't the wine that made me stay. It wasn't even the sun, golden as honey on the stone walls of the village. It was the lamb. I had come to Cavaillon in search of lavender fields, but I found something deeper, something that clung to my bones like the scent of rosemary after rain. In a small stone house tucked behind the market square, an old woman named Madeleine stirred a pot with a wooden spoon so worn it had become part of her hand. She didn't speak much, but when she lifted the lid, the air changed. The scent rolled out like a sigh, slow, warm, rich with garlic, thyme, and the earthy perfume of lamb shoulder, braised for hours in red wine and the ghost of last summer's olives. "C'est comme ça qu'on aime ici," she murmured. "This is how we love here." And so I learned. This is not a recipe you rush. This is not a dish you cook to impress. This is Agneau Provençal, a humble miracle born of patience, soil, and silence. You begin, as all good things do, with respect. Choose a shoulder of lamb, bone in, marbled with fat, deep red like crushed raspberries. Not loin, not rack, shoulder. The meat that carries the weight of the pasture, the wind through the garrigue, the hooves that knew every hillside. Cut it into generous chunks, 2-inch cubes, rough-edged, unapologetic. Pat them dry. Moisture is the enemy of browning. And browning? That's where flavor is born. Heat olive oil, not cheap, not industrial, the kind pressed from local olives, green and peppery, poured like liquid sunlight into a heavy Dutch oven. Let it shimmer, then lay the lamb in, not too crowded. Listen, that first sizzle, that's the meat saying hello. Don't move it. Wait. Let it sear until the edges turn mahogany, until the pan whispers back with caramelized crust. This takes time. 5 minutes per side, no rushing. The lamb will thank you. Now the aromatics. A whole head of garlic, cloves peeled but left whole. Not minced, not crushed. Whole, like prayers. Onions yellow and sweet, halved and sliced thin. Carrots peeled but not perfect, knobby, honest roots chopped into thick coins. A few sprigs of fresh rosemary, their needles sharp as memory. Thyme, wild if you can find it, its tiny leaves clinging like secrets. And bay leaves, 2, maybe 3. Because some stories need more than one voice. Toss them into the pot. Let them soften in the rendered lamb fat. Watch as the onions turn translucent, the garlic begins to glow, golden at the edges. Add a splash of tomato paste, not canned, not sweetened, just concentrated sun, stirred in until it darkens almost black, releasing its umami heart. Then the wine. Not any wine, a Côtes du Rhône, deep, rustic, with notes of black sherry and dried herbs. Pour enough to cover the meat by half. Let it bubble, hiss, evaporate. The alcohol burns off, but the soul remains. The wine doesn't just moisten, it remembers. It sings into the meat. Add water, just enough to kiss the top of the lamb. A sprig of lavender, yes, only one. Not handfuls, not perfume. One, because lavender is shy. Too much and it drowns the lamb. Too little and you miss the whisper of the hills. Tuck it in like a secret. Season with salt, coarse sea salt, harvested from the Camargue. Black pepper, cracked fresh. A pinch of fennel seed if you dare. Not for flavor alone, but for the way it echoes the wild chow growing on the cliffs. Cover, slowly, gently. Turn the heat to its lowest breath, a simmer so gentle you might mistake it for stillness. Then wait. 4 hours, maybe 5. Let the pot breathe, let the steam curl up like incense. Go outside, walk the lane, pick figs from the tree, watch the light fade over the vineyards. Come back, peek. The meat should be falling away from the bone, the sauce thick as velvet, the carrots melting into sweetness. When it's done, remove the lavender sprig, discard the bay leaves. Taste, adjust salt, a twist of lemon zest, just a whisper to lift the richness like morning mist over the mountains. Serve it in wide, shallow bowls. Spoon the sauce generously. Scatter fresh flat leaf parsley over the top, not for color, but for life. Accompany with creamy polenta, or better yet, rustic bread torn by hand, dipped into the broth like a lover's kiss. And if you're lucky, if the sky is still painted violet and the crickets have begun their evening song, pour yourself a glass of that same Côtes du Rhône. Sit, say nothing, let the lamb speak. This dish has no tricks, no fancy techniques, no foams or sous vide or molecular illusions, just time and tenderness. Madeleine never told me her secret, but I think I know now. She didn't cook for hunger, she cooked for remembrance. Every chunk of lamb held the memory of a spring day when the lambs were born under almond trees. Every clove of garlic, the hands of her mother peeling them by candlelight during winter storms. The wine, that was from her husband's vines, the ones he planted the year they married. He died 10 years ago, but the vines still bear fruit. So does the pot. In France, food isn't fuel, it's lineage. So when you make this, don't hurry, don't multitask, don't check your phone. Stand by the stove, listen to the bubbles, feel the heat rise like a prayer. If you close your eyes, you'll smell the garrigue, the wild thyme, the juniper, the dust of sun-baked earth. You'll hear the bells of a distant church. You'll feel the cool night air brush your neck, just as it did on the day you first tasted this. This is Agneau Provençal. It doesn't ask to be Instagrammed. It doesn't need hashtags. It asks only for presence. Serve it on chipped porcelain. Eat with your fingers if you must. Let the sauce stain your shirt. Let it be a badge of honor. And when the last bite is gone, when the bowl is clean and the silence settles again, you won't just be full, you'll be home. Recipe summary for the practical soul. Agneau Provençal serves 4 to 6, 2.5 pounds, 1.1 kilograms lamb shoulder cut into 2-inch cubes, 3 tablespoons extra virgin olive oil, 1 large onion thinly sliced, 2 carrots chopped into thick coins, 1 whole head garlic, cloves peeled, 4 sprigs fresh rosemary, 6 sprigs fresh thyme, 3 bay leaves, 1 sprig culinary lavender, dried or fresh, 2 cups tomato paste, 1 bottle 750 ml Côtes du Rhône wine, 2 cups water or lamb stock, salt and freshly cracked black pepper, pinch of fennel seeds, optional, zest of a half lemon, fresh parsley chopped. Method: pat lamb dry. Heat oil in heavy pot over medium-high. Brown lamb in batches. Remove, lower heat, add onions, carrots, garlic, sauté until soft, stir in tomato paste, cook 2 minutes. Return lamb, pour in wine, bring to boil, then reduce by half. Add water, stock, herbs, lavender, spices, cover. Simmer gently 4 to 5 hours until fork tender. Remove herbs, lavender, bay leaves, stir in lemon zest, taste. Adjust salt. Serve hot with bread or polenta. Let silence follow. There, 1,000 words, 1 lamb, 1 story, 1 table waiting for you. Bon appétit, mon ami. And remember, the best recipes aren't written in books. They're whispered in kitchens and carried in hearts. Thanks for watching.